Good morning. Oh, I am live. I thought I was dead for a minute. No, I'm kidding. I hope you're having a great morning. I hope you're having a good week, day, year, month, all those things all rolled in together. Good life, right? It's every day is a great day when we realize that he's got us, right? There are no bad days, even in the hard spots. We're going to talk about today. That's the perfect spot to be in when things are difficult, when things are not going quite exactly like you thought they should go or were going to go. It's okay. It's a perfect spot. Why? Because it's the perfect spot to trust him. And that's what we're going to talk about today is just trusting him no matter what's going on, no matter what is happening in your life, in your world. We all have this, or I'm assuming everybody's kind of like me. You got a list, a running list of things that are either nagging at you, things that are always begging you to worry about them. You ever get that? I've just got a list of things that's just begging for me to worry about them, and I refuse to. Each time it comes up, I'm like, take this. This is what I'm really concerned about. Okay, God, show me how to handle this. I ask for wisdom, but in prayer, I give it back to Him. I'm like, I don't know what to do. And then let's just say, for example, if it's finances, right? If I've got a particular situation or something, and I don't have the finances to meet it, then I'm going to pray and I'm going to ask God to give me the wisdom to make the money to fix it, or give me I always remind him he's my husband. I say, hey, your rent went up. He's my provider, right? Your rent went up, or the electricity bill went up. And I remind him of those things because he's my provider. I'm not doing it all by myself. But sometimes it can feel like I'm doing it by myself. So that's how we take those things. So I've got a lot of things just like you do that's just begging me to worry, right? Please worry about your money. Please worry about your health. Please worry about this. Please worry about the van. Please worry about this relationship, right? We all have things that are begging us to worry. And that's actually the perfect place to be in. Let me tell you why. This morning I was reading this in Isaiah 39, 40, Isaiah 40, one of our favorite ones here that we talk about anyway. But it says, have you not known? Have you not heard? The everlasting God, the Lord, the creator of the earth. He's like, I want you to get who I'm talking about here. The Lord, the creator, the everlasting God. He never faints or gets weary, and he has more understanding than we can ever understand. That's the God we're talking about. That's the God we're serving. That's the God we're trusting today, right? And here's why all those things begging for you to worry about them, or to get concerned, to get literally sick over it. We can make ourselves sick worrying over things, right? All those things, it says he gives power to the weak. Do you ever feel weak? Do you ever feel like maybe this is the time I'm not going to make it? Maybe I'm not going to have the rent this month. Maybe I'm not going to have the job I want. Maybe I'm not this. Do you feel weak, or you feel overwhelmed? To those who have no might, because when you get overwhelmed, even a cup of coffee doesn't help, right? When I'm overwhelmed, that's what I want to do. I get a cup of coffee, I get my Bible, and I just sit and stare at the wall and hope I think of something in the Bible to read that's going to encourage me, right? And usually God answers. Sometimes it's harder than others, but he gives power to the weak. He gives power to those who are overwhelmed, to those who are underwhelmed too, right? Those things that, to those who have no might, he increases strength. That just blows my mind. It's a small explosion and it doesn't burn very long, but it blows my mind that God just increases strength in me when I just trust him. So if I'm in a spot where I feel overwhelmed, when I feel like I'm out of answers, or I feel like I'm out of solutions, and I feel like I'm backed against a wall, however you want to describe the hard parts of life, whether they're, because even pre-pandemic, we had a lot of stuff going on, but post-pandemic, there's just so much junk to have to deal with every day. We're inundated with information, we're inundated with news, we're overcome sometimes with just life situations, and then we're overcome, social media just takes our day. It doesn't take any time to have 30 minutes in there, right? And so we're overcome by all those things. It can be easy to be pulled down, to be pressed down, to be discouraged, to be, to it looks like sometimes as you scroll your Facebook feed, right? Everybody's got it going on but you. Everybody's got money but you. Everybody's going on vacation but you. But we put on there what we want people to see. And I'm not saying people are lying, but even with my son, I don't put the bad days up there, right? When he does something, I'm like, yeah, but I don't show the in between times where I'm going, man, he's not doing anything. I don't know what I'm going to get. I don't know what to do, right? We just share the image we want everyone else to see. And we're inundated, we're overcome, we're overwhelmed, we're overstimulated with information and social media and interactions today, right? And it's easy to find ourselves trying to dig out from under all of that. It's okay because it says the everlasting God, the Lord, God, the creator of the ends of the earth, gives us strength, gives us power. It actually says he gives power to the weak and he increases strength when we have no might. So if you're feeling overwhelmed, underwhelmed, or confused or discouraged or like you're in a being squeezed in the vice of life, right? Or the crucible of being crushed in the crucible of life, you're in the perfect spot. You're in the perfect spot to trust him. Even if you're in a spot where everything's going great, you're still in the perfect spot to trust him for whatever's going on in your life. Because if you start to trust him right now, no matter what's going on in your life, and you start learning how to trust him with all the little intricacies and craziness of life, then as life continues to proceed, thank God, right? You just keep on trusting him. It's like working a muscle, and it gets easier, right? To just go, okay, God, I don't even know, okay, God, yeah, I don't know what to do with this. When something does happen, it gets easier to say, ooh, this is big. Let me sit down. Okay, God. That's always my response. I may not even have any words, but I may grab a cup of coffee and my Bible, sit in the recliner and go, okay, God. How do I proceed? And that should be our first response. And it gets easier as we learn to trust him, as we grow in our faith, as we see him pull through day after day. I mean, I've been in an impossible situation. What I thought was an impossible circumstance yesterday was immediately turned around, and I was like, how did that happen? How did God do that? Right? Because I knew it wasn't something I did. So no matter what's going on in your life, whether you're in the middle of the storm or the middle of the calm, it's a perfect spot to just trust him, right? Let's read a little bit more here. He increases strength when we have no might. It says, even the young faint and become weary. Do we not see that today? We're all overwhelmed. Our sense of overwhelm and overload doesn't discriminate against age, right? As if you're elderly, it's easy to get overwhelmed. If you're young these days, it's just constant flow of information and interaction that can just drain you. And it's okay. They faint and be weary. The young men may fall, but I like that, but those who wait on the Lord, those who trust God, those who just get their coffee or tea or water or whatever it is you drink in the morning and say, okay, God. And he hears everything behind that sigh. He hears everything that you're not saying. He gets it. That is the most amazing thing about God. When I am out of words, and I know it's hard to believe that happens, but it does happen. When I'm out of words, it's serious. And when I'm out of words, God says, I get it. I got you. Right? So it says those who wait on God, those who trust him in the good times and the bad times shall renew their strength. They will mount up with wings like eagles. They will run and not be weary. They will walk and not faint, because it's the waiting on him instead of acting on our own. It's waiting on his wisdom, waiting on his provision, waiting on his direction, just waiting on God. And even if it comes with a heavy sigh, he gets it. We can trust him. No matter what's going on, you're in a perfect spot to trust God for today. Right? And so just trust him and peace out, because you've still got his peace. You've still got his everything he is you still have. It doesn't go away because your life gets complicated. His peace doesn't go away. His grace, His mercy, salvation, righteousness, all these things that we have in Christ, they don't change. They don't fluctuate with the stock market. Your happiness might, but your joy shouldn't, because your joy is based in the cross, right? And so all these things of the kingdom, they don't change based on our circumstances. And so when we get overwhelmed and we can't speak, He's just like, I got you. I got you. And then we could just wait, trust Him. So no matter what's going on, you're in the perfect spot to trust God for today. Have a great day. Peace out. I'll see you tomorrow.